ladies and gentlemen, and as always, thank you for watching. If you saw the short that I put out last night, you know what's going on over here, but I'll go into more detail. I told you I'd make a longer video. Earlier this week, I'm sorry, let me back up. This has been, if you watch the short, I said there were a few setbacks, and we've had quite a few setbacks, quite a few challenges, been tested several times, but God always sees us through. I will insert pictures here or at some point during this video. We spent our Labor Day weekend setting up at the fair. Our insurance requires us to put a 6 foot chain link fence around our entire area that we have. We've got our booth set up there. Well, we were moving in, had our camper set up, and this big old ancient oak tree dropped a limb the size of a normal tree on our camper and destroyed it. Like I said, I will show you pictures. That was, I don't know I can zoom up there or not, but that was a big old limb, and it took others down on its way. Landed on our camper, totaled it out. So we had to come up with some other way to stay up here. We got that taken care of. Like I said, good Lord always looks out for us, but so that put us way behind on getting everything set up for the fair. And we did a cool, or at least I thought was a really cool idea, and I'll insert a little video clip here of the buckets. We had a bucket challenge. We were using the rotator and filling one bucket with water, and again, like I said, I'll show you the video. We would let kids run the controls to the rotator. They'd have to pick up the full bucket of water, take it over the road cones, and dump it into the bucket on the other side of the cones without spilling any water, or spilling as little as possible. So, hello ladies and gentlemen, and as always, thank you for watching. We are back at the SEMO District Fair 2025. This year we've decided to do something a little different. An idea that we got from a friend and business colleague of ours from Miller Industries. A little test of hand-eye coordination and skill, and basically just a fun little game that the kids and adults all really like. It sounds quite simple, but there's so many moving pieces to this. There's a 5-gallon bucket full of water. with 2 mainline winches hooked to it. The idea is to pick the bucket up using the remote control, lift it over the cones, and pour it into that bucket without spilling any, or without spilling hardly any. It is not as simple as it sounds, but it can be done. Let's see how I can do. Okay, so when we do this outside the fence, we're using the Raptor remote controls available only from Miller Industries. No, this is not a Miller Industries sales pitch. This is just what we have. So here we go. I'm going to see if I can do it. I'm going to stay inside the fence though, so you can see me. Okay, there we go. Simple as that. And then I have to reset and go back to the next. Rotator's sitting here. No issues whatsoever. We're tearing everything down one night, and we always stow the boom back in place, put the outriggers up just in case I have to go somewhere and in a moment's notice. So putting it all back together, I get up, kick the PTO off, and I notice that I don't have any throttle response. And all of a sudden the check engine light and warning light comes on. And so we spend the next day and a half fixing this truck, putting a $10,000 turbo on it. Weren't expecting that at all. Can't complain though. It's the first issue, major issue that we've ever had out of this truck, so I can't complain. It was a setback, but as I said, we've made it through, and we just felt like the water bucket challenge wasn't drawing a crowd. It was interactive with the kids, but you had to go out and, you know, talk to the parents and try to draw the kids in. And you know, today's society, a lot of people don't like to be approached, so we wanted something that was spectacular, you know, a showstopper. So we came up with the idea after seeing Miller and others do this, Miller Industries, lifting one of our trucks. And as you can see here, we've got the, well, if you can see for all the lights, we have our new Western Star 9055 lifted by the rotator. And if you're wondering if it's off the ground, yes, here's my hand. There's the outrigger with a railroad tie under it. It's definitely flying. The flying tow truck. And somebody told us today, we've been known for hanging the school bus, and I didn't want to do the school bus again this year, and I kind of hate that I didn't. Again, I'm going to insert some pictures here. apparently there was a young gentleman that was so in love with our rotator and the lifting of the bus and everything, he made a Lego model of the rotator lifting a school bus, and he entered it in the fair, and it actually got a blue ribbon, won a ribbon for it. So I've got pictures of that, and I'm going to try to reach out to the young man or young lady, whoever that did it, and get the parents' permission to see if I can use the pictures of it, because it looks fantastic. Just the idea that someone, you know, it stuck out in their mind that much that they wanted to build a little model of it. I thought that was just absolutely fantastic. I mean, we're out here for the kids primarily. This is just, we love interacting with the kids. Like this year, it's been real hot, so we've been giving out popsicles, and we always try to give out little light up toys and stuff, but we also want to show people our capabilities. And it's not every day you see a 50-ton record flying in the air. Gotta say, that's a pretty cool sight. So, like I said, I've got some edits to do on this and get I'll get some pictures of the tree that came down, and I don't think I got any pictures of them putting the turbo on, but darn it, I hope it doesn't show up on the film this way, but on the camera it looks like all the lights are getting a star effect off of them. It's not me, it's the camera. There's our friends at the Marine Corps League that with them and the fire department and police department, we have they help us every year on 9/11 to display the large flag that a viewer gave to us a couple of years ago. 9/11, the SEMO District Fair always falls on 9/11, and that's all we do on 9/11. We don't do a major display of our strength. We hang that big, beautiful flag in remembrance of that horrific day. I remember it like it was yesterday. It's ingrained in my memory. I know a lot of others the same way. Anyway, we've got our little stand over here. There's a cooler with the popsicles. Mom Pratt, actually Mom Pratt and my mom, Mom Pratt, Mom, Grandma Pratt, however you want to say it. There's some of the flashy toys we give away. We just buy little stuff to give away to the kids again. All right, something that I forgot to focus on earlier. Oh, truck decides to go into a regen. That's what happens when you get a new turbo, and turbo apparently hasn't, or the regen system hadn't been working recently. I don't know how well you can see it, but I have 6 lines basically on this truck. I'm using both mainline winches, both of them on 3-to-1. So I have 2 snatch blocks in each line. You have the line coming off of the boom head down to a snatch block to the load, back up to a D-ring and a snatch block on the end of the boom, and then the line terminates on the master link down by the snatch block on the main load. So there's 3 lines to the load on each main boom winch. I'm way over rigged for this, but I'd much rather be over rigged. Also want to give a special thanks to some of the people at Miller Industries. We spoke with them. Like I said, we got the idea from them after watching them have the M100 lift a 75 ton, which was in turn lifting, I think it was a 35 ton straight. Just an awesome display. And we called some of the people we know from Miller, and they talked us through safe hook points and balance points, you know, rough balance points. We still had to play around with a little bit, but they gave us a lot of ideas, and specifically knowledge on where to attach to so that it wouldn't hurt or damage the truck or the functionality of it in any way. So special thanks to Miller. Special thanks to the Fair Board, Southeast Missouri District Fair Board. Thanks to our viewers, and most of all, thanks to God. Tough week, but we made it through, and we're ending strong. As always, thank you for watching, and God bless.